Spoilers and Fandom is like a book club for geeky stuff. Join us as we delve into the depths of our backlogs and sift through the games, comics, shows, movies, and books that we haven't checked out yet. Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Spoilers and Fandom! Yay!
Insert applause.
Should I do that? I can find the old applause things that we've used before.
Yeah, add it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Applause! Yay! Today we are talking about Spawn Origins Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
And did you read it?
Yes. Read it
Me
this
too.
morning, actually.
Yeah. I read it over the week. So how do we start this? Who is
Spawn? Background of Spawn.
Okay.
Artist, writer, /writer, and the significance of Spawn in the larger comic book universe, I guess.
Okay, so Spawn's books were released in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least according to this.
Yeah.
These are reprints of the 1992 issues. And it was an original creation by Todd McFarlane, who wanted to make something that was outside of, like, Superman and Batman.
Yeah. His exact words were he wanted to find something like a character like Batman who could explore, like, the darker sides of villainy, I guess.
Yes.
He would be able to maybe fight, maybe even kill people.
Yeah.
Cross the lines that Batman can't.
Yeah. And this is a character he made up in high school. I'd argue that he wrote it in high school as well, but we'll talk about that later as well. He said the designs, the character designs as well, were basically the same, except the originals were blue.
Yeah. Which is weird. Like, I can't picture, even if I have a picture of Spawn in front of me, I can't picture him in blue.
I think I can, but it's more because of Batman.
He
like you know the Ezreal?
Yeah.
Ezreal? Now Ezreal with a red cape.
Yeah. But now I imagined he meant that the cape itself is also blue. Because when he said with blue, I figured that the body is also going to be blue and the cape is also going to be blue. So I was like, this is going to be like Nightwing with a cape or something. I don't know.
I'd still think Nightfall-ish comes close.
Oh, yeah.
But Spawn is a very cool looking character.
Yeah.
I think it's very arguable that he's a better looking character than Batman and Superman. Like, that cape is awesome.
Yeah.
And dramatic. Just the way he's drawn is always like, it's always
he
dramatic.
Always has like a hero pose, kind of. He's always looking very, I guess, menacing. Yeah.
Menacing, or even like the way he broods is a bit more like a grown-up rather than the way Batman broods. Batman
broods squatting on top of a building somewhere.
Right. And also, Spawn was the best-selling superhero book outside of Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he had like a 13-year run.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that they're newer ones as well, yeah.
Yeah, the newer ones, but for him, his original run ran for 13 years with Image.
Wow.
So creator owned, creator directed.
Yes.
No external input, no external pressure.
Yeah.
So Spawn is kind of a big deal when you come to like indie comics.
Indie comics, right. Yeah.
Spawn is kind of like the main example of how well it can be done.
Yes, but okay, well let's talk about the book then itself now. So the book kind of opens up with that whole forward kind of, I don't know what you call it. It's like this whole section of an interview from like some magazine with Todd McFarlane, and they use that to kind of give you some of this information.
Yeah.
I think there are 2 snippets of it before
more or less every issue.
I think it happens like thrice or something.
Yeah.
I'm not actually very used to that, to be honest. But it was interesting.
Yeah.
Now that said, the volume 1 comes from it covers issues 1 to 6. comes from issues 1 to 6.
Yeah.
It covers 1 to 6. And so, like, my background with Spawn is I watched the movie. I did like the movie. I don't think it holds up that well anymore. And I watched one of the animated movies, which I think they were shorts. And then you put the shorts together, they chucked them as movies. And actually, after reading this, I actually downloaded the HBO show to check out later. Yeah, so that's my background. And obviously, I know about Spawn because guys were talking about it and that kind of stuff. But not really. This was my first time actually reading a Spawn book.
Like now, for me, it's I never read Spawn comics. Like when I was like younger, when they were out.
Yeah.
I never read them then. When the movie came out, that's kind of what triggered me to read it. So I watched the movie, then I went and read like a bunch of the comics so I can try and get like a feel of it. So for me, this was more of a refresher. And to see it again, maybe in different time.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe different time, different light. Because these ones are colored very differently. They did digital coloring for these ones because they're not a straight reprint.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So they just recolored them again.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot more vibrant than it used to.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the art actually from this book then.
Yeah.
The colors, like you said, they are very, very vibrant. Yeah. Like it's a very pretty book. And I'm trying to think of books in the 90s that were this colorful.
Youngblood.
Youngbloods?
Yeah.
I never read that, but they're referenced in this book quite a lot.
Yeah, and even what's it called? A lot of.
I think Spider-Man had a run that was this colorful as well.
Yeah. But this is a very 90s comic.
Yeah.
It's very.
It looks almost cartoonish.
A bit, yeah.
Like it, and I think the cartoon is very faithful to the look.
Yes.
Of this as well. Because
I don't know, like call it nostalgia, but I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I really enjoy going back to this. But aside from this, is gonna take like a hard turn. Aside from this, like I downloaded a bunch of pulp comics from like the 50s to read now. Those ones that are compiled in like omnibuses of amazing stories or astonishing tales of science fiction.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I'm you could say that I'm in that zone.
Yeah.
So for me, this getting back to see Spawn again was interesting.
Okay.
And if you watch the movie, this pretty much follows the movie beat for beat, except for a couple of things.
So for me, it kind of starts out now. Although wait, before I move away from the art, one thing I didn't like about this art, is the motion. And the way his powers are kind of drawn.
Yeah.
So, like, so I thought the way he drew, like when there's an action scene happening, whether Spawn is fighting someone or someone is doing something, like not all the panels, like it was hard for me to actually tell what the hell actually just happened.
Yeah.
So I think that was a little weird. Although the stills with the panels, like when he's just standing, when they're just big pages, those are well done. But yeah, everything with motion and also the stuff with powers was weird. And the panel layout was also a little weird. So in I think it's the first issue or the second issue, there's a panel where it's just like you would kind of turn the comic book sideways. To look at the panel. And so in its digital form, they haven't actually combined those together or they haven't flipped it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're kind of like looking at your computer and twisting your head around, which is kind of inconvenient. But then also you had the other panels that start from the left, end up on the right of the right page. Yeah. So you have to keep going back and forth. Again, if you're looking at it digitally, back and forth between that to get a full idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
Unless you preset your reader to show you two-page spreads for the entire book.
Yeah.
Which is work.
I set my reader for one page.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah, you have to go
following
back and
it,
forth. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to follow it. But I don't know. That I kind of like. Okay, this is gonna sound strange, but I kind of like it when an artist will draw you to the page differently.
Yeah,
because it will force you to look at things slightly differently.
So I love the way he did some of the panel work.
Yeah.
Meaning like, so this is a bit about the plot, but like, it's not such a spoiler because it's in the first issue. So basically, throughout the book, Spawn has no memories and he's trying to figure things out. This is the basic plot for most of the book. Okay? He has no memories and he's trying to... And the way they've drawn that, you kind of see his face on one side of the page and all these panels that are spread out around the page that kind of fill in different scenes that are going on in his mind, like as flashes and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was really well done.
That's cool, yeah.
And also, there are these little things that look like a countdown.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It is there in the animation as well. I don't know what they are. They're counting down to something, though.
Because it starts at 9999.
Yeah.
Then it's just, the numbers just go changing.
Yeah, it keeps going down.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about, and yeah.
So I guess, okay, maybe volume 2, okay, later on it when it comes.
I'm sure it will be way later, yeah. If it's...
Because, like, even for me, the same thing. Like, I love the art. I love how McFarlane draws Spawn. Because even from the get-go, like, there's a certain sense of power within him. In any scene, whichever way you get him.
Yeah.
There's always a sense of, this guy is kind of...
He's a badass, yeah.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
But then two things now that came to me in this that I probably hadn't picked up the first time.
Yeah.
He does gritted teeth really, really well. Really, really interesting.
Gritted teeth.
Yeah. If you look through the comic, you'll see specific characters, specific people, when their faces are like...
I think he does faces really well.
He does faces really well, but they have... I think like when he draws big guys, the faces tend to be samey. But then now when he draws a smile and he's drawing like a grin, bare teeth...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
He does that very well.
Yeah.
And then the second thing, which is, as far as I'm concerned, is a character on his own. Is Spawn, and then his cape. His cape takes up as much space as Spawn does. And it gives off a different feel, it also gives off a sense of the power, the energy that
there's one page where the cape is kind of spread.
Yeah.
And you're getting like memory flashes appeering in the cape.
In the cape, yeah.
Yeah, so... I get what you mean.
So you... Like the cape in and of itself, he could have just drawn Spawn doing a regular thing. Like even when he's brooding over the city.
Yeah.
He could just be standing, but the cape does way more than it would, let's say, even for Superman or Batman. Other guys with capes. This cape feels more there, more present.
It's like alive or something.
Yeah. Okay, no, yes, and yes. But...
Or like, it feels like, you know when you play those video games with the hair physics, Heavenly Sword. The chick's red hair, how it has like a life of its own somehow.
It's stuff like that, It's like dress effects, but in comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another thing, again, going back to the 90s, if you're a fan of 90s comic books, this looks like every 90s comic book that you liked. It looks like Youngblood, it looks like New Mutants, X-Force. It's Liefeld-esque. He doesn't have that many pockets. And then I was also looking at specifically, can he draw feet? And he can. That's a thing that Rob Liefeld couldn't. Like, all his characters are knee-deep in something.
Because he can't draw feet?
Yeah, he doesn't draw feet that well. And he just came out and said it.
Yeah.
But there's pockets and everything. Like, I was wondering, why would a demon Spawn, Hellspawn, need to have pockets on him? But then it just, it just works, I guess.
Yeah.
Aesthetically. Yeah. But then again, that was a staple of the 90s. So there's some things you just don't ask.
Yeah. It does feel very back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the writing.
Yeah.
And here's my biggest problem. Let me hear your words first. Did you like it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let me say that. It's okay. Because in these, looking at it in isolation, these 6 issues are an introduction to Spawn. the first three, as we'd spoken about this before, they're a bit ham-fisted. Oh. Yeah, they're a bit slow. Things don't necessarily click that easily. Yeah. Until like maybe issue 4. So if you're familiar with Spawn, you might as well skip the first 3.
I'd say you know why that would be a problem though? Mm-hmm. You'd miss out what the Violator was doing. I think he does stuff in.
Oh yeah, he does.
2?
One as well.
No, he's introduced. He has that monologue in issue 2. Yeah. He's not there at all in issue 1.
But his actions are in issue 1.
Yeah, you hear about it. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say you're still not missing out on much if you skip the first 2 at least. Yeah. So the way I normally read these books is I read like an issue a day. So when I read the first 3 issues, I was like, what the hell have I chosen? I hate this book so much. I was so upset. And for me, the problem was the pacing. Like literally, there was nothing happening in the first 2 issues. You keep seeing these cops, and all they're doing, like in the first issue, I'll go into details in the spoiler section. But basically nothing is actually happening. And it really pissed me off. And there was like a lot of inconsistency with, in the first issue, Spawn saying, reporters are saying that his wife has started a fund for this thing. Then in the second issue, it became a fund for another thing. In the third issue, it went back to the first thing. Like these are small little inconsistencies that just felt weird. Mm-hmm. And then also the subject matter in those first 3 issues is very one-track mind for Spawn. Yeah. And literally, it sort of does this thing where the issue begins with him literally just talking about what he talked about in the last issue, and literally nothing happens. Yeah. So I found that really annoying. And also the way... So this is also a writing thing. Like, Spawn's kind of talking, like, with his narration, trying to figure it out, and you're reading his thoughts, right? Yeah. Oh, I used to be this. I can't remember, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Right? That's his monologue. Yeah. But then you get a flashback to hell later on, and Malboja is then talking to you as well, in the same sort of way. And that for me was just weird. Like, because I thought we were fixated on like Spawn's perspective, or like how it worked for the Violator, because he's sort of like that's just his character. He actually just says stuff. Yeah, he actually just says stuff, and that's his whole shtick. Like he doesn't shut up. Yeah, is his thing. So then when Malboja does it, I'm like, this is a bit much. I am a little confused. Like those sorts of things were weird. But then at the 4th issue, it's like he got his shit together. It really feels like he got his shit together.
That's the thing. It took him 3
and
issues.
It's so like jarring that he finally got his shit together, and now this book is actually decent. Yeah. Yeah.
Because like for me, that was the issue that I had. Yeah. Because the first 3 issues, it's more of backstory. Something happens, and that thing doesn't necessarily trigger an action. It's a set piece to show you more backstory. So it sets up world building in a weird way that the reason why I'm saying this is because it's setting up the world building through proxies. Other people are telling you how the world is. So, you're not seeing it. It's not growing out of action.
So what I liked, and the only thing I liked in the first 3 issues was the way they did the TV stuff.
That was dope.
You had CNN, and you got the thing. You had the conspiracy fuck the government channel,
and then you
had E! Entertainment, all giving you different versions of
the same story,
a situation that was going on.
Yeah.
But for me, that's all you really needed.
Yeah.
The rest, because they're literally telling you the exact same story in a paragraph.
Yeah.
and the rest of the book is just meaningless.
And also, there was also a lot,
until the 4th
like when Malboja shows up.
Yeah,
he has a lot of text. Yeah. Like there's word walls when he shows up.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the 4th issue. That happens in the
that's
fourth
a-
issue.
yeah,
He fills them in, and basically makes all those 3 issues irrelevant.
Yeah, because he catches you up in a page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was different, and I will say also the difference between this and now the animation and the movie is you didn't have the other guy who kind of gives exposition on what a spawn is and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You don't have that. It's mainly Al Simmons just chilling, and his memories coming back slowly. That's basically what the plot is
In these 6.
until maybe the 4th issue or something. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess they added that character in to help that transition because they came later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what did you think of the plot? I guess.
Okay. In six issues.
6 issues, yeah.
In the 6 issues, it's fine.
It's
It's nothing spectacular, but it's fine.
Yeah.
If you look at it, if you now step back, zoom out a bit, and look at it from the 13 years,
Yeah.
this was great.
Yes, it's one of those slow burn kind of
Yeah.
things.
So you have to give it its time,
Yeah.
I guess. But if you're gonna read it for these first 6 issues, yeah, it's not gonna be that big of a deal for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is just more of like an introduction. Although, like some of the plot threads that are introduced is like the countdown, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
And also trying to figure out what the hell. Like there were some little mysterious things going on, right? Like you had the cop story. And then whoever is pulling the strings, like on a political level, to like get serial killers free later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just plant seeds, really.
Yeah.
Plot seeds in these 6 issues. And I guess the plot that concludes in the 3rd or 4th issue, where he's just trying to figure out who he was, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he does,
It's
he gets some weird kind of weak ass closure.
It is, yeah, it is
Yeah.
weak ass closure because
Yeah.
he's not sure exactly what the deal is still
Yeah.
that he made. But he does know a deal was made. He does know what he is, what Violator is.
Yeah. He's more aware anyway.
Yeah.
By issue 4, he's more aware of his situation.
Yeah,
But that doesn't really,
amount to much.
yeah, it doesn't amount to much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least it sets him up to figure it out later.
Yeah, because the next few issues after that feel like a superhero book.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's
when,
because it's because in those next 2 issues they introduce a superhero villain.
yeah,
Something
one
yeah,
and
one-
then another. Yeah. And then they show how he deals with it. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't get a conclusion for the
For the
last villain, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a hook for the next volume now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's as much as we can talk about without going into spoilers. Although, did you have like a favorite character?
Not Violator, not Malvoria. I liked Spawn. Let me say that.
Me
He was
too.
cool.
Yeah, I liked him. I didn't like him in the first 3 issues, but
Yeah, because now it's because we'll deal with this in the spoiler section.
yes, we'll
with
do.
this in the spoiler
Yeah.
section. So what would you rank it out of 10?
So again,
As an introduction,
I'd give it a 6.
yeah, me too.
I'd give it a 6, and reading the first 3 issues, I was going to give it a 5. I was so mad. I was just so mad. But just bear with it, or just skip those, and start from issue 3 or issue 4. Don't bother with. That's the advice I'd give.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all right as an introduction, but not much happened. I think you
read it for the long game.
Personally,
Yeah.
I am going to read like the next one. Before reading up to issue 3, I was like, fuck this. I have the others. I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother with this book anymore. I had it. I gave it a go, and I'm disappointed. And I wasn't gonna touch it. But then 4, 5, and 6 just changed it completely. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I will actually read the next I think I have up to volume 4, so I'll read up to there and then see how I feel.
Okay, cool.
But it is picking up in a nice way.
Yeah.
So yeah, good introduction, I'd say. But again, if you've watched the movie and you've watched the animated series, they were done a little better, and they did change a few things here and there to kind of help that transition and skip the first 3 issues, which were nonsense.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
At least for the movie. I don't remember the animation.
Because now for me, I'd also score it a 6.
Yeah.
But not that it's bad or anything. It's pretty good. It's above average.
Yeah, but you gotta...
Yeah. And the reason, I think to take into account is, as he said, he created these characters when he was 18.
Yeah.
So for him, by the time that he was actually doing this as a professional, these were legacy characters. These are guys that have been in his head for like decades.
Yeah.
So I also have like mad respect for him because we've been in the same situation. Like I have a bunch of stories that are stuck in my head. He's the same way.
I'd say the author is super relatable. Yeah.
Like I get why it took so long. I get why he's writing it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's a bit like
the first three.
Even if the first 3 were a bit like dodgy to get through,
they're very familiar.
Yeah, they're very familiar.
We've all read stuff like that,
and we've all if you're a comic book fan, you have come up with a story in pretty much the same vein. Yeah. So there's nothing in here that's gonna be alien to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give him. It's above average considering all things considered. What he did is amazing. So I'll give him a 6 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a solid introduction, and super relatable. Like I'm trying to think of what to put for our Instagram graphics, which are going great.
Solid introduction, and super relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go into spoilers.
Yeah.
You go.
Whines so
much
in the first 3 issues.
Thank you. I'm like, how is this spoiled? I'm like, basically, I feel like the first 3 issues were written in high school. Yeah. Because he's literally a teenage kid who's going through, some shit.
Like that crisis, like the weird ass crisis.
That all teenagers, again, it's super familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the way it's presented, man, like you wouldn't think that this is sport.
Yes.
But then later on,
grown ass dude.
Yeah, it's a grown ass dude.
And then
I need to see my wife.
When he sees his wife, oh my god, wife answers door, gives him her whole he's appearing as a stranger. This is a stranger who knocked on your bloody door.
Yeah.
You open the door, hey stranger, what can I do for you? Here's what I'm doing today evening at this ball and doing this and that. Oh, and here's my kid. Stranger? Oh my god, it was so weird.
And my dog. Everything is just like laid out in the beginning. So I was like,
it feels very like you said, it feels very amateurish and very high schoolish.
Yeah.
I will okay, I'm not gonna be mean. It's okay. I won't say
go for it.
No, I was comparing this I was so upset with the first 3 issues, and just it's literally amongst the worst comics I've read in the past 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I was comparing it to, there's one local comic I read. I won't say the name because I don't want to put guys on the spot, but it felt like on par with that comic. It's a really badly written book. But it was sort of written the same. So I was really I can't believe this is what I'm reading and stuff.
No,
and then issue 4 just flipped completely. I'm okay, we're back.
For me, I was wondering, how did Spawn start like this?
Yes, yeah.
Because when I read it way back when, I was like, oh, Spawn, this is awesome. It never hit.
Yeah.
I think
when you're at that age as well.
Yeah.
You kind of, it doesn't bug you as much. As a mature reader coming in, it does bug you, I guess.
So for me it was a bug out for me at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then now issue 4, as we said, Issue 4 is where there's a turning point. Everything changes by then.
Yeah.
So he gets purpose, he gets laser focus,
Yeah.
he gets a bit of a hang on his powers. At least he can use them. But then he miraculously forgets
But
them
he
by
doesn't.
issue 5.
Yeah, like so. My problem is in the first 3 issues, he keeps complaining, right?
Yeah.
Why do I have these powers? You don't know what they are.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about? You don't know what your powers are. Oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, the devil. Oh, what deal did I make? Oh, my wife. Oh, blah blah. And then repeat over and over again. Like it's so boring. It's so boring.
Yeah.
He just keeps repeating it like over and over. Oh my god! Like this is the most whiniest protagonist in the first 3 issues.
Unless, and bear with me here.
Yeah.
This is like, what's it called? This is my theory.
Yeah.
My working theory for this.
Yeah.
That's his madness mantra. That's what kept him sane going through hell. So it sounds whiny to us, but it's his. That's the singular purpose that he has. The only thing that made him come back, that made him useful enough for Malbosia to bestow upon him powers, is the fact that he's so crazy about this person that he's not gonna let go of this memory that he has.
Well, that was his thing.
That is his thing.
That was his thing. All Malbosia says it. All he needed was like love, and that's all really I needed.
That's his anchor.
Yeah.
So he's gonna repeat that. That's what Spawn's mind is. That's the inside of Spawn's mind.
Yeah, but just so whiny. You're a hitman, dude. You're a hitman.
You're a hitman.
Like why am I? Why?
Or maybe he was aiming to do it more like a philosophical, like big thing.
I think my theory is because like between the issues, there's like a lot of time in between.
Yeah.
So I think what he wanted to do was just kind of like in his own way, this was like a recap of what he talked about already.
Yeah.
Because also, I don't know or remember if at this time they had that recap page that we're used to seeing in comics. You know, like the first page is like a recap. What previously on Spider-Man or whatever, blah, 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 these characters' pictures and, you know? Yeah. These don't have that. So, like, he does go through this thing of, last night I was thinking about blah, 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 and he just repeats everything, basically.
As is, yes.
Yeah, because he didn't, I guess, have a better way of doing it back then, maybe.
I don't know. Like, I wish that's his madness mantra in his head. And that's all that's going. That's all, literally all that's bouncing around in his head. If you try and mind read him, you're just going to get big.
God, wife, yeah, then he's annoying.
Wife,
little...
death, wife, this, wife, bets, wife.
Wife.
I made a deal with so-and-so and I don't know what it is.
I will say his wife is drawn very well indeed.
Yeah.
Yo. Oh my god.
Again, 90s.
Yo.
90s aesthetics. She shows up.
Indeed.
Her introduction, she shows up in an evening dress. And it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
Yep.
But
those nets, that dress.
Yeah. Ooh. That's it.
Yeah.
Another thing that I don't know whether I liked or I didn't like was the fact the second guy, the second villain that he fights.
Yeah.
Okay, in fact, yeah. Not even before you even get to that. The issue that I have with Spawn is issue 4 when he fights with the Violator.
Mm-hmm.
He starts using powers. He starts using spells, fires beams out of his arms.
Yeah.
He grows his heart, takes it back in. He's a badass.
Yeah.
The next issue, when he's fighting that other dude, Overkill, that guy wipes the floor with him. And you're like, where are the blasts? Where are the chains?
Yeah.
Okay, he does use the chains a bit, but
no,
where are the blasts?
He does say he was holding back as well.
He was, but why would you? Like, I get the fact, okay, Malboja said that the more you use your powers, the more you become mine.
Yeah. Because after that, he kind of...
He tries to hold off using his powers.
Yeah, I think with Violator, he's like, he had his own death wish. I don't give a shit anymore, let's die. Someone's gonna die tonight.
Yeah. But I really didn't like the idea that because you can see he's durable. He loses an arm in that fight.
Yeah, and Malebolgia grows it back.
Malebolgia grows it back for him. But even if Malebolgia didn't, he absorbed his own heart back. So I figured he could just pick up the arm and fix it himself.
Yeah.
So I don't think that overt kill would have made that big of a dent in him. Also, or shouldn't have.
Overt kill is not wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
It can't be that hard to shoot him in the head.
But then again, Stormtrooper, those guys, the guys that he fought at the beginning of that issue.
Yeah, Stormtrooper logic.
Stormtrooper logic. They shoot everywhere but the human part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 90s logic, yeah.
So, take that into account, grain of salt.
Yes.
Then, Violator. I never liked him in the movie.
Yeah.
I never liked him here.
He's not a likable guy.
He's not a likable guy, I guess.
I guess that's what's likable about him, is he's not a likable person.
Yeah. But I never felt like he was... Like, I don't get his shtick. I don't understand. Why would he bother trying to kill Spawn? What's his end?
So, in the books, he's very much jealous. Well, in this book, he seemed very jealous, like, what's so special about you? Yeah. Look at all this shit that I'm doing that you should be doing, really, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm, like, ripping their hearts out, which is, I think, a flaw, to be honest.
Yeah.
Him just ripping people's hearts out, I think that's just his own quirk, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think Malebolgia even says that you used to have the power, but then you fucked up.
Yeah.
So you don't have it anymore.
And Malebolgia.
Yeah.
An issue that I have with him. Like,
his design is weird.
No, but the design is the same. That's cool. I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
Yeah, I don't mind his design.
I liked him in the movie where he was like a floating head.
But no, he had the body in the movie.
I don't remember the body.
He had the same huge body.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't remember that.
But, again, Malebolgia's endgame. You can't tell me that you can't find somebody who's already on your side, rather than trying to corrupt him. Even if, like, I don't understand this whole, like, supervillain idea of, let's take a person who's not bad, try and corrupt them to be bad, and use them to be the leader of my armies. I'm sure you could find somebody who's already on your side.
So this is again 90s logic. This is again 90s logic, where the world is just a few hundred people, rather than, millions and millions of people to choose from. Yeah.
You can't tell. Yeah, there's I'm sure there's like millions of Satanist souls that he could have gone to and been like, you guys want to bring about the end times.
Or maybe because so his goal is he wants Spawn to kill bad guys. This is his thing. Maybe it's not explained that well in the comics, but he wants Spawn to go kill bad guys and send them to hell faster. So you do need someone with that moral compass, I guess, who wants to kill bad guys.
Okay. Because I figured all he wanted was souls.
No, he wants he wants evil souls. He doesn't get good souls for his army. So I guess this wasn't explained in the book. In that much detail, but that is his thing. He wants to basically kill God. Yeah. And he needs an army for it. Yeah. And so
in that conversation, in that dialogue, monologue, sorry. Yeah. He says he wants souls, and I'm like, okay, at that point, I wasn't thinking of he needs bad guys.
Yeah, he needs bad guy souls.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it. Okay, then now.
So that's why he needs someone to go kill bad guys, basically.
But then, why have the caveat of him needing Spawn? Of Spawn getting bad the more he uses his power? It's in his best interest to not have that clause in the contract.
Because so this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
If Spawn loses his life, then he doesn't have an agent there anymore.
He has to do it all over again.
Or whoever Spawn has killed up to that point, he gets those and he just gives it to someone else. This is because there have been other Hellspawns. We know this from the movie. In the movie, you have the character who was a previous Spawn, and who isn't somehow. He's not there in this book at all. Yeah. But I'm going to assume that he can just give it
to someone else.
To someone else, yeah. Maybe there can only be one Spawn at a time or something. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know how the rules of hell work yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, but I have no idea. Yeah.
But yeah, those were the
We'll call it plot. Plot.
Those were the issues for me.
Yeah. No, those are proper issues.
Yeah. But not things that you liked?
Things that I liked were, man, I really like when the writing got better.
Yeah.
It felt like more adult, like Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
Is how I'd explain it. There's still, like you know, the first villain after the fourth issue. The first villain is like a child killer.
Yeah.
And the way he did the creepiness of that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. The second guy honestly felt cheap to me.
Yeah, he did.
He felt really cheap. He's basically Rhino.
Yeah.
Rhino. Italian Rhino.
Yeah.
Italian Rhino slot, yeah. And not
You're not
very
seeing it right now, but I'm doing the
interesting.
Italian hand thing.
Yeah.
See, it's Rhino.
It's a rhino. It's a rhino. It's me, Rhino. Cyborg Rhino. No, and also, I guess there's a bit more world building. Like, this is a weird world where cyborgs did exist, and because of Spawn's history, he is missing 5 years, but he was aware of
cyborgs there.
Prototype cyborgs that weren't this cool.
Because when he sees him, he says, I've never seen anything that
advanced. Yeah. But I don't know. He's about to, like, the way it ends also. It ends with a very cool action shot with Spawn, like, with all this weaponry and shit. He's like, I'm better than that. Is his
and that just
thing.
gave me Punisher vibes.
Yeah, he looked so cool. He looked so cool. But again, this reminds me of the movie where, sure, he has guns, but he's gonna say that guns are okay, but really your powers will be better. I'm hoping they do actually introduce that other guy who trains Spawn properly.
Who teaches him how to use his powers.
Because I think in the animated show as well, Violator does help Spawn. At least initially. He is sort of like trying to guide Spawn.
Yeah.
Which I guess kind of started a little bit in the movie and then just fizzled off into something else, and the other guy took over.
Yeah.
But like in this, so far he has just been like an antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. He's also depowered now. So let's see.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'll do like you and go to and read more issues, more volumes anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
See, I have them, so I might as well.
Okay.
But I was so mad. Again, I was so mad at the first three. I was like, nah, life is short. Nah. But now I'm okay. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine.
But at least that show that speaks to the strength of the last 3 issues.
Yes.
That is able to pull you back.
Yeah, it got me back. Yeah.
Yeah. So recommended.
Yeah. Skip the first 2 issues if they bother you, or just
kind of really quickly.
Just take my word for it. It gets better at issue 4.
Yeah.
I'd say on a grand scale, like if you are looking for a superhero book to read, and like you're tired of Marvel and DC stuff, like, see, the problem with Batman and these guys is they have such long bloody histories.
Yeah.
And Spawn does have that history, but if you start with Origins Volume 1, you're getting it from the start. Like,
you'll be caught up in.
Yeah, you're literally following it as it happens. I don't know how many volumes of this there are, but like you said,
I saw up to 5, I think.
No, there are definitely more, because on that sale that ran last week, there are at least 13 volumes. Each has 6 issues. Yeah, I'm sure they do the whole run. But yeah, I'd say this run is worth checking out if you are looking for a superhero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, you got it off. Where?
I got it off a previous image sale. Like, it was like an Image Expo for 2018 or 2017 sale. So it came with like the first 4 volumes of Spawn, and like I think the first 2 of Monstrous, and like some other ones.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Ah, cool.
But it was a damn nice bundle, man.
Oh, cool.
Like literally all sorts of Image books, man. So I was quite happy with that pick.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get this previous one though.
Yeah, even when I just saw it, I didn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm out. I don't know. I need to get back into reading comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least this was a good enough start for me again.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely check it out if you want a superhero book. What are we doing? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess.
How far in are we? Next time we're doing a TV show, and you're choosing
The Umbrella Academy.
And we're doing The Umbrella Academy. Okay, The Umbrella Academy, which is again based off of Dark Horse's books. And
Wait, it's based off a comic?
Yeah, Dark
not,
Horse comic.
I did not know that.
There's a lot of superhero stuff that we're doing lately.
Because I've literally just seen it on Netflix, and
Yeah.
the tags are Armageddon, time travel, action, dysfunctional family,
I feel like all those are spoilers. Why did you read that?
offbeat and quirky. But all it says, like,
It is offbeat and quirky. It's not. Okay, well, we'll save it for that.
We'll
but
save
yeah,
it for that.
yeah.
For that
I
episode.
have cheated by starting it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 episodes, so we'll just the beauty of Netflix, we'll watch all of them. So I think I'll just binge it maybe this and next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So check it out next time, and thanks for watching. Thanks again for the awesome feedback that you guys are giving us.
Give us more.
Yeah, give us more.
Oh yeah, and
us
you
all
can
the feedback.
catch us on iTunes if you're that way, that leaning. If you're on that ecosystem.
Oh, let me read where we are. Hold on, I have the list right here.
Because I checked it on iTunes, and someone else also linked it to me.
Yeah, we have quite a few listeners on iTunes actually. Podcast checklist. Here we go. We are on. Yeah, sorry. We're on Pocket Casts, Overcast, Castbox, and Apple Podcasts, which is iTunes.
Yeah.
As well as Anchor. I didn't say Anchor, but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to guys who are on those platforms.
Yeah.
Give us the feedback.
Yeah.
Ratings, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do this.
Check us out on our Instagram and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And
Instagram
our
and Twitter.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Fine.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on what we just discussed? Did we miss something? Tell us in the comments section and we'll read it in the next episode. If you're listening on Anchor, send us a voice message and we'll add it to this episode. Don't forget to follow our podcast on Twitter @SpoilFans for updates. And follow our Instagram for behind the scenes action @SpoilersInFandom. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube and Anchor to get the latest episodes.